operations targeting the major causes of crashes in their respective regions. According to the Corps, the initiative will focus on stricter enforcement, public enlightenment, stakeholder engagement, emergency response, and collaboration with other security agencies to tackle offenses such as dangerous driving, overloading, and other traffic violations. Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed says the patrol marks a shift from conventional enforcement to targeted operations designed to address specific road safety challenges in each zone. He warned motorists, commercial drivers, and fleet operators to comply with traffic regulations, stressing that offenders will face firm enforcement, while urging Nigerians to support the campaign by obeying traffic laws and reporting reckless driving. The FRSC says the nationwide intervention underscores its commitment to reducing road crashes and saving lives on Nigerian roads. You are watching ASU Television News. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, and on Free TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHF band, you can find us on channel 38. Now, still to come. National Pension Commission to launch minimum pension guarantee health insurance for retirees. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
From June 11th till July 19th, everything fit way. The FIFA World Cup 2026 go happen. Touchlight all 104 matches on top 4 correct channels. Sharply grab your GoTV decoder, GoTenna plus 1 month jolly for only 15,000 naira. Live on Super Sport, only on GoTV.
Glad to have you back. Now let's move ahead with the rest of the bulletin. The FCT Police Command, in continuation of its efforts to rid the Federal Capital Territory of violent criminals operating within border communities of the city and neighboring states, has arrested 4 suspects for offenses relating to kidnapping and the supply of ammunition and illicit substances. The arrest took place on 5th of July 2026 following an ongoing clearance operation in remote communities around Kwali, Abaji, and Kuje area councils. Dislodged kidnappers' hideouts, smoked their caves in Nago Forest in Kuje Area Council, and arrested 4 suspects. According to a statement issued by the command spokesperson, SP Josephine added, these operations being carried out by a combined security team led by the FCT Police Command Anti-Kidnapping Unit successfully tracked and arrested the following suspects: Bello Abdullahi, Shuaibu Ilya, Idris Abubakar, and Misbau Isa. SP added said during the clearance operation, one of the arrested suspects, identified as Misbau Isa, took police operatives to Zuba Motor Park, where the operatives recovered 42 live rounds of 7.62 millimeter ammunition concealed inside his Volkswagen Golf Saloon vehicle, which he uses to operate as a commercial driver. The statement revealed that investigations revealed that Misbau Isa is an arms dealer responsible for supplying ammunition to several kidnappers across Niger, Kaduna, and Kogi states, adding that most recently he supplied over 20,000 rounds of live ammunition to wanted bandits and kidnappers and received a payment of 3 million naira as payment for the deliveries. Upon the arrest, operatives recovered several illicit drugs from them, including 6 bottles of codeine syrup, 9 bottles of Peskov syrup, 2 bottles of Exiflon syrup, and 1 bottle of NGC codeine syrup, amongst several others. Now, troops of Sector 1 Operation Wild Stroke have arrested 5 suspected militia members and recovered a firearm during a clearance operation in Otupo local government area of Benue State. The operation was conducted on July 17th by troops deployed at the forward operating bases in Otupo and Oju. Security sources say the troops carried out coordinated raids on suspected militia hideouts in the Otuponobi, Amichio, and Amula forest areas. During the operation, the troops arrested 5 suspected militia members and recovered 1 locally made Ding gun, along with 5 rounds of 7.62 millimeter special ammunition. The troops also destroyed the suspected militia camps to prevent criminals from regrouping and launching further attacks in the area. The suspects are currently in military custody for preliminary investigation, while security agencies say efforts are continuing to identify and arrest other members of the criminal network operating in the area. The chairman, Senate Committee on Army, Senator Abdulaziz Musa Yar'Adua, has received an honorary doctorate in leadership, governance, and national development at the Euro Knowledge Honorary Doctorate conferral ceremony held at the House of Lords, London. Speaking shortly after receiving the award, the senator representing Katsina Central Senatorial District expressed gratitude to the Euro Knowledge Institute, saying he received the recognition with humility. Senator Yar'Adua said he is dedicating the honor to the people of Katsina Central, whose mandate, prayers, and support made this possible. The lawmaker, who chairs the Senate Committee on Army, commended the efforts of the federal and state governments in the last 1 year to restore security of lives and property across the country, while also saluting the gallantry and resilience of the armed forces addressing the security situation. Senator Yar'Adua acknowledged the impact of the crisis in the Sahel region. He, however, stressed that the government was tackling the challenge head-on. The Euro Knowledge Honorary Doctorate recognizes individuals who have demonstrated sustained excellence and meaningful contributions to national and international development. Past recipients include President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and former OPEC Secretary General late Mohamed Sanusi Barkindo. The ceremony was attended by dignitaries from across Africa, Europe, and the diplomatic community. The national chairman of the Social Democratic Party, the SDP, Professor Sadiq Umar Abubakar Gombe, has expressed a confidence in the prosecution of an alleged financial crime case involving some former party officials, despite the adjournment of the proceedings to 17th of August 2026, following the court's inability to sit. Speaking with journalists shortly after arriving at the court, Abubakar Gombe said the matter could not proceed because the court announced it would not be sitting, prompting parties to agree on a new date. Here is the report.
Responding to concerns that the case had lingered for too long, Gombe maintained that the delay was not due to any lack of diligence on the part of the prosecution. As a matter of fact, there wasn't a time the court did not sit from the commencement of this case until today. We have always been present in court with our lawyers. Even Zenith Bank officials came with the requested statement of account. But because of the court was not sitting, they had to leave with the document and return to the next adjourned date, he said.
Well, that is why we didn't cleanse up the party. We allow assumed criminals and so on to assume leadership of the party, to be the one to sponsor candidate. You can imagine the kind of candidate. That is why we're having what we're having today, because of the level of the kind of political parties we have, or the kind of leadership we have at the helm of affairs of political party. And unless and until we get it right at the party level, by making sure we have leaders with the requisite commitment, patriotism, capacity, competence.
The SDP national chairman said the prosecution had assembled substantial evidence to support allegations of criminal breach of trust, misappropriation, and other financial crimes against the defendants. We have done our part by ensuring that all necessary evidence is available. One of the most important pieces of evidence is the Zenith Bank statement of account, which we intend to tender. We remain hopeful that on the next adjourned date, the court will receive the documents and other witnesses, he stated. According to Gombe, a review of the party's 2024 bank statement allegedly revealed suspicious financial transactions, including repeated payments to an individual who had no official responsibility over the party's finances. We have confidence in the judiciary and believe justice will prevail. Our focus is to strengthen the party and ensure credible leadership capable of producing candidates like our presidential candidate, Prince Adewale Adebayo, who can move Nigeria forward.
The National Pension Commission, PENCOM, has concluded plans to roll out a minimum pension guarantee and a health insurance initiative for retirees within the next 3 months as part of efforts to strengthen retirement security in the country. The Director General of PENCOM, Ms. Omolala Oloworan, disclosed this in Abuja by presenting the Commission's scorecard under President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda. She said the minimum pension guarantee would establish an income flow for retirees under the contributory pension scheme, ensuring that no pensioner falls below a prescribed minimum income in retirement. According to her, the initiative will complement the proposed Pen Care program, which is designed to provide free health insurance for low-income earners, retirees aged 60 years and above, receiving monthly pension of 150,000 naira or less. The pilot phase, she said, will initially cover about 30,000 retirees before being expanded nationwide. She said the reform demonstrates that retirement security should go beyond monthly pension payments to include access to health care and protection from poverty in old age. She also announced that pension assets under management have risen by 51% within 2 years and increasing from 20.79 trillion in July 2024 to 31.48 trillion as of July 10, 2026, representing an additional 10.7 trillion naira in retirement savings. She further added that President Tinubu's pension reforms restored dignity to retirees, settled 19-year liabilities as membership of the contributory pension scheme grew by 938.229 contributors during the period, bringing total contributors to over 11.3 million. The Center for Social Justice has solicited for stronger tax expenditure oversight while raising concerns over the federal government's implementation of an estimated 34 trillion naira of customs duty waivers in the 2025 fiscal year, describing the development as a major fiscal governance issue that requires urgent legislative scrutiny. A statement issued by its lead director, Eze Onyekbere, acknowledged that CSJ's reaction followed the recent appearance of officials of the Nigerian Customs Service before the House of Representatives Committee on Finance, where the service disclosed that it implemented customs duty waivers valued at 34 trillion naira during the year. CSJ maintained that the country's tax expenditure framework has been poorly managed and called for reforms to improve transparency, accountability, and fiscal discipline. In its recommendations, the group urged the National Assembly to amend relevant legislations to ensure that annual tax expenditures do not exceed 10% of the federal government's actual revenue in the preceding financial year. It also proposed that all tax expenditure proposals should accompany the annual appropriation bill as a schedule requiring legislative approval, while calling on lawmakers to strengthen oversight and enforce existing provisions of the Fiscal Responsibility Act. The Progressive Institute, in collaboration with the Amalgamated Forum of Former Councillors in Nigeria, have expressed readiness to champion a grassroots enlightenment campaign on the dividends of government reforms, especially the tax reform initiative. Director General of the TPI, Dr. Lanre Adebayo, in Abuja, stated this in Abuja during a press conference on the forthcoming nationwide summit to demystify Nigeria's tax and electoral reforms for grassroots appreciation, highlights economic impact of government policies. Our business correspondent, Ile Imeje, has the details.
Director General of the Progressive Institute, TPI, Dr. Lanre Adebayo, in his remarks at the press briefing, emphasized that the bold reforms of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration, including the tax reforms, is for the benefits of all citizens.
So in a way, if you go around the country today, Nigeria is a construction site everywhere, and if you have to lay the foundation for infrastructure for you to be able to galvanize towards economic prosperity. The idea of these roads, the idea of this infrastructure is to enable the poor farmers to market their products. Only about 2-3 weeks ago, we established a lithium factory in Nasarawa State, unprecedented. Before, the Chinese were taking our lithium raw materials and exporting them.
While reiterating the need for the upcoming summit, Dr. Adebayo explained that the summit is a deliberate attempt to carrying the grassroots along in good governance.
This summit is a national civic engagement initiative, enlightenment initiative, conceived to promote a clear understanding of two of the federal government most significant reforms Nigeria tax reforms as well as electoral reforms. Following the successful implementation of the South-South pilot edition, the program will be replicated across the remaining geopolitical zones to ensure that citizens at the grassroots are adequately informed, actively engaged, and empowered to participate meaningfully in the national reform process.
Also speaking, the focal person, Amalgamated Forum of Former Councillors in Nigeria, Honorable James Nkeruem, commends government's effort to lifting Nigerians out of poverty through bold reforms, while urging Nigerians to be patient with the government for better days ahead.
The President, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, through his reforms, has obtained a great hope for Nigeria, and it is our duty to know that yes, the pangs may be there in the immediate. It's like the pangs of childbirth. Once we are able to just endure that pangs, afterwards a child is always born that could become whatsoever the dream of the parents would have been.
They say better understanding of government reforms is key to active participation of citizens in governance. Ile Emeje, ASO Television News.
And that brings us to the end of the bulletin. But before we go, let's take a look at one of our major stories again. We told you that President Bola Tinubu has called on other African countries to lend their voices to unanimously condemn the ongoing xenophobic attack in South Africa. That's the bulletin. I am Richard Alechinwanyebe.